Nova Colony was a jewel on the edge of the galaxy. Orbiting a blue-white star, its cities stretched across several planets, connected by massive transport hubs and shimmering orbital stations. The humans who lived there were proud, industrious, and unaware of the shadow that was creeping closer with every passing moment. Life was ordinary families, walked in sunlit parks, scientists conducted experiments in massive labs, and patrol fleets kept the colony safe from small-scale threats. Commander Alara Voss of the Nova Defense Fleet walked the main command bridge, sipping a warm drink and watching the communication screens. "Routine patrols are clear," she said to her team. "Everything is normal. The colony has never been safer." No one knew how wrong that statement would be. Far beyond the colonies. Orbit, in the darkness between stars, massive shapes moved silently. Alien warships, larger than any human imagination could conjure, glided toward Nova Colony. Each ship bristled with weapons that pulsed with unfamiliar energy. Their formations were precise, terrifying, and merciless. They were not here to negotiate. They were here to annihilate. On the colony's surface, the first warning arrived as a flash of light on the horizon. Citizens stared in awe as distant explosions lit up the sky. "What is happening?" someone shouted. Sirens immediately began to wail across cities, warning of incoming attacks. Panic spread like wildfire. Alara's bridge erupted into activity. "Sensors detect multiple alien ships," she said, voice tight. "They're larger than anything we've seen. All fleets, prepare to defend." People tried to respond. Fighter squadrons launched into space, their engines screaming as they raced toward the approaching threat. Ground defenses fired massive energy cannons, their blasts illuminating the darkness, but the alien ships barely slowed. Their shields absorbed the attacks effortlessly, and their weapons tore through human defenses as if they were paper dot in the capital city of Nova Prime. Skyscrapers trembled from explosions, and entire neighborhoods vanished in seconds. Families ran for underground shelters, but the blast radius was enormous. Alarms blared, lights flickered, and emergency broadcast systems crackled with panic. Citizens could only scream as alien energy beams cut through the streets, incinerating everything in their path. On the orbital stations, human ships engaged the alien fleet. Lasers and plasma blasts filled space, but the alien ships moved with terrifying precision. One by one, human fighters were vaporized, leaving only smoke and debris behind. Nova Colony's proud fleet was being obliterated before its people's eyes. Commander Voss gritted her teeth. "Fall back. Evacuate civilians to secondary shelters. Protect the escape routes." But even her calm, authoritative voice could not mask the rising terror. The aliens moved faster, stronger, and smarter. Every maneuver the humans attempted seemed anticipated, every defense shredded in moments. Some survivors managed to flee on small transport shuttles. They watched the destruction from orbit, helpless as their homes were erased. The alien commanders did not speak. They did not need to. Their intent was clear. Nothing would remain. Entire colonies, entire cities, entire fleets, all gone in. Moments. From the orbital monitors, the destruction looked like a nightmare come to life. Scientists and engineers, soldiers and civilians, watched helplessly as Nova Colony disappeared into fire and smoke. The human heart of this edge of galaxy settlement had been crushed, and with it went the sense of safety that had lasted for decades. Desperate messages were sent back to Earth. Communications crackled with panic. "They're too powerful. We cannot survive. Help." Each message was more frantic than the last. Earth received these messages and understood, for the first time, the scale of the threat facing humanity. Nova Colony's destruction was not an isolated attack. It was a message, a warning, a declaration that humans were no longer safe in the galaxy. On Earth, in the central command chamber, The leaders gathered around massive monitors displaying live footage from the colony. Their faces were pale, their eyes wide with disbelief. Yet behind the fear was determination. Humanity would not kneel. Humanity would not disappear quietly. Admiral Kale Terran's voice was steady but commanding. "Nova Colony is gone," he said, his hand clenching the edge of the console. "But they have made a mistake. They have underestimated us. We will respond. And when we do, they will learn that humanity is not weak." In the silence that followed, the people of Earth prepared for what was coming. Scientists activated secret shipyards, commanders called in fleets, and engineers worked around the clock. The galaxy would soon discover that humans, though attacked, were far from powerless. And somewhere, in the void between stars, the alien commanders observed the destruction they had caused, confident in their dominance. Little did they know, their actions had awakened a force they could never have predicted, a humanity that would rise, united, and strike back with unprecedented power. The first act of destruction was over. The stage was set for war, and humanity's ultimate response was only just beginning. Earth had received the desperate messages from Nova Colony. The images and recordings were horrifying: cities gone, fleets destroyed, countless lives extinguished. Across the planet, every human felt the weight of loss. Panic gripped civilians, but in the hidden command centers, a different emotion took hold: determination. Humanity had been attacked, humiliated, and underestimated. Now it was time to respond. In the deepest orbital shipyards, hidden from alien eyes, engineers and scientists worked tirelessly. Gigantic vessels lay in stasis ships, so massive they dwarfed even the largest alien cruisers Nova Colony had faced. These were the Dreadnoughts, humanity's ultimate weapon, built in secret over decades. Their hulls gleamed with advanced alloys, their engines thrummed with unimaginable power, and their energy cores were designed to rival entire star systems. Commander Yarick Harlan strode through the shipyard, his eyes scanning the colossal vessels. Each dreadnought carried weapons never before revealed to the galaxy. Energy cannons capable of obliterating fleets, automated drones for internal and external defense, and AI-assisted targeting systems that could predict enemy moves before they happened. "Status report," Yarick demanded, his voice firm. Lieutenant Amir Shah tapped on a holographic panel. "All dreadnoughts are fully operational, sir. Power cores stable. Weapon systems online. We are ready for deployment at your command." Dr. Lena Morales, the lead engineer, approached. "Commander, we have built something the aliens have never imagined. This fleet, it is more than ships. It is humanity's statement. If we strike correctly, they will know we are no longer a species to be trifled with." Yarick nodded. "Good. Make sure all crews are trained and ready. We do this perfectly or not at all." Meanwhile, in orbit, alien scouts had begun probing the solar system. These sleek, dark ships moved silently, scanning for signs of human activity. They reported back to the main fleet, laughing at what they thought was still a weak, defenseless species. They had no idea that hidden among the stars were 500,000 vessels, each a war machine beyond imagination. On Earth, the Council of Leaders met in a high-security chamber. Admiral Kale Terran addressed the group. Nova Colony was destroyed because they assumed humanity was weak. They were wrong. Now, we will show them what it means to awaken a species they underestimated. The Council approved the full-scale deployment. Across multiple continents, shipyards began to awaken. Engines roared to life. Massive dreadnoughts lifted from their hidden bays, and fleets gathered in silent, deadly formations. The human race was ready to rise, not just to defend, but to strike back. In the training corridors, crew members prepared for combat. Pilots practiced maneuvers, gunners ran simulations, and engineers tested every system. Fear was present, but it was tempered by resolve. Each human aboard, the Dreadnoughts knew they were part of something unprecedented. They were humanity's answer to Annihilation. Not suddenly, the alien scouts detected unusual energy readings. "What is this?" one alien officer hissed. "The humans are hiding something massive. Their signature is growing. It is unnatural." Back on Earth, the humans launched their first wave. Thousands of dreadnoughts moved in unison, forming formations that stretched across orbital space. Energy shields shimmered, weapons primed, engines glowing with raw power. The aliens had never seen anything like it. Yara Carlin watched the deployment from the command bridge. "Remember, this is not just about destruction. It's a message. Let them see humanity is awake. Let them know we are no longer weak." The first engagement began as a few alien scouts ventured too close. The humans unleashed a demonstration of power. Energy beams sliced through the void, obliterating ships before they could respond. Drones swarmed, disabling alien systems with precision. The few surviving scouts fled in terror, reporting back what they had witnessed. On Earth, the Council watched, their faces tense but hopeful. Humanity had shown a glimpse of its strength, and the message was clear. Any further attacks on human colonies would come at an unimaginable cost. But deep in space, the main alien fleet received the reports. Their laughter turned to alarm. They had assumed humans were weak, incapable of resisting. Now they realized their mistake. The species they had dismissed so easily had awakened. And this awakening was only the beginning. The Star Dreadnought fleet continued to move through the system, engines blazing, ready to strike the first blow. The human Dreadnought fleet moved silently through the outer reaches of the solar system, their dark hulls glinting in starlight. 500,000 massive warships stretched across orbital space, each one a masterpiece of engineering and deadly weaponry. The humans aboard knew their mission: show the galaxy that humanity was no longer weak. The aliens who had destroyed Nova Colony would soon learn the same lesson. Commander Yarrick Harlan stood on the bridge of the flagship Titan's Wrath, eyes scanning the sensors. "All ships report," he said, voice calm but firm. "We engage." "On my mark." Lieutenant Amir Shah answered from the tactical console. Fighter squadrons deployed. Dreadnoughts in formation. Energy shields at full power. "All systems green, Commander." Dr. Lena Morales, overseeing the weapon systems, spoke quietly. "Sir, the alien scouts are approaching. They don't yet know the scale of our fleet. When we strike, it will shock them and terrify the rest of their forces." The first scouts came into view, sleek, black ships moving with confidence, unaware that hundreds of thousands of dreadnoughts waited silently. They sent signals, scanning for life signs and power readings, reporting back to the distant alien command. They had no idea that humanity had grown far beyond their expectations. Yarrick's hand rested on the console. "Do not underestimate them. They are small but dangerous. Let them see the price of attacking humans." The human fleet responded instantly. Energy beams lit up space as dreadnoughts fired warning shots across the alien scouts' path. Explosions tore through the vacuum, shattering ships into debris. Fighter pilots swooped in, precision strikes targeting engines and weapon systems. Within moments, alien scouts were falling back, confusion spreading through their ranks. On board the Titans Wrath, the bridge crew watched every movement. "They are faster than expected, but our drones are intercepting them," Morales said. "Shields holding, weapons firing perfectly. The first strike is a success." The alien commander, observing from afar, was not pleased. "They have hidden power." "More than we thought," he growled. "Send reinforcements. Engage them fully. Crush these humans before they grow stronger." Back on Earth, the Command Council monitored the engagement. Excitement and tension filled the room. Humanity had survived Nova Colony's destruction, and now they were delivering the first taste of their revenge. Every beam fired, every ship destroyed was a message. The galaxy could no longer ignore Earth. The battle escalated. Hundreds of alien scouts attempted to regroup, but dreadnoughts were everywhere. Automated drones launched from secret compartments, targeting alien systems with precision energy blasts. Fighters executed daring maneuvers, weaving between massive warships, striking weak points and disappearing before retaliation could hit. Despite the humans' overwhelming numbers, tension ran high. Every moment could bring disaster. Alien energy weapons struck dreadnought shields, sending shockwaves across the fleet. Some smaller ships were damaged or destroyed, reminding humans that victory was not guaranteed. Commander Yarek's voice rang through the bridge. Maintain formation. Focus on the main scouts. Protect the fleet at all costs. Amir Shah watched as one alien scout tried to break through the dreadnought line. "They're bold," he muttered. "Too bold. They underestimate us," Yarek said. "They think humans are weak. They are about to learn the truth." With a coordinated maneuver, the dreadnoughts encircled the alien scouts. Energy beams converged from multiple directions, cutting off escape routes. Explosions lit up space like distant supernova. The alien ships had never faced such tactics. Their formations collapsed under the sheer force of humanity's precision. And numbers. Dr. Morales activated a special strike. Secondary energy cores online. Firing sequence in 3, 2, 1. A wave of concentrated energy blasted through the alien fleet, disabling engines and weapons across multiple ships. At once, panic erupted among the remaining alien scouts. They tried to flee, but human interceptors were already in position. The first clash was a decisive human victory, and the aliens realized they had underestimated a species that was now capable of unimaginable power. Yarek looked out from the bridge as debris and fire floated silently in space. "They will warn their main fleet," he said quietly, "and they will return. But now they know humans are awake, and we are no longer weak." The surviving alien scouts transmitted frantic reports to their distant commanders. "The humans, their fleet, it is enormous. They are not to be underestimated." On Earth, Admiral Kale Terran leaned back in his chair, eyes fixed on the live feed. "They have seen a glimpse of our power," he said. "We have sent the first warning. The galaxy will remember humanity." But even as the humans celebrated this first victory, Yarek knew the war had just begun. The alien main fleet would come next, larger, smarter, and more determined. Humanity had won the first battle, but the war for survival, revenge, and supremacy across the stars was only beginning. The dreadnoughts continued their patrol, engines glowing in the starlight, ready for the next attack. Humanity had risen, and the galaxy would never underestimate Earth again. The first clash had been a warning. Humanity had revealed a glimpse of its strength, and the aliens had learned not to underestimate Earth. But the main fleet of the alien empire was unlike anything humans had faced before. Ships larger than planets' orbital stations, bristling with energy weapons, advanced shields, and unstoppable engines, moved through deep space toward the solar system. The galaxy had assumed humans were weak. That assumption was about to shatter. Commander. Yarek Harlan stood on the bridge of the Titan's Wrath, staring at the sensor readouts. Hundreds of thousands of alien warships filled the screen, forming a dark, looming wall across space. "This is it," he said quietly. "The main fleet has arrived." Lieutenant Amir Shah adjusted the tactical controls. "Sir, they outnumber us 3 to 1, but our fleet is fully operational. Shields at maximum. Dreadnoughts ready to engage?" Dr. Lena Morales checked the energy cores. "All weapons online. The secondary cores are ready for full power if needed." Humans have never faced a fleet like this, but neither has the galaxy faced what we've built. The alien commanders watched from their flagship, a massive vessel named Eclipse of Dominion. Their confidence was absolute. "Strike them," the lead commander said coldly. "Destroy the humans. Leave nothing alive. Make them regret defying the galaxy." The first wave of alien fighters surged forward. Smaller human dreadnoughts intercepted them, lasers blazing, energy shields humming. Explosions filled the void. Starships tearing through space like meteors colliding. Every maneuver was calculated, every strike precise, but the aliens were relentless. Their technology was far superior in raw power, and their numbers seemed endless. Yarrick barked orders. "Protect the fleet. Hold the formation. Focus on the forward divisions." Human dreadnoughts fired concentrated energy beams at the incoming alien warships. Explosions shook space, hulls tore apart, and debris floated silently among the stars. But for every ship destroyed, 2 more appeared. The main fleet was overwhelming. Amid the chaos, human pilots executed daring maneuvers, weaving through debris and energy blasts to strike critical points in the alien formations. One fighter squadron rammed a damaged alien cruiser, causing a chain reaction of explosions that lit up the void. Cheers erupted through comms channels, but victory was far from assured. The alien flagship unleashed a wave of energy so massive that smaller human dreadnoughts were thrown off course. The shockwave shattered shields, tore through armor, and left trails of fire in its wake. Commander Yarrick gritted his teeth. "Form the defensive grid. Activate secondary cores. We will not fall here." Dr. Morales initiated the hidden weapon systems. Dreadnoughts opened secret compartments, releasing swarms of AI-controlled drones. The drones moved faster than the eye could follow, disabling alien targeting systems, cutting power conduits, and sabotaging engines. The tide of battle began to shift slowly, but surely the aliens responded with brute force. Dozens of massive cruisers fired concentrated plasma beams, colliding with human shields in showers of sparks and molten metal. Small human ships exploded under the strain, and panic threatened to spread among the crews. But the humans had trained for this. Every dreadnought had backup systems, every pilot had contingency plans, and every commander understood that surrender was not an option. Yarrick's voice echoed through the bridge. "Target their forward assault. Concentrate fire on the flagship. We show them humanity will not be broken." The combined firepower of human dreadnoughts and fighter squadrons began to pierce the alien shields. Explosions rocked the flagship Eclipse of Dominion, and its forward fleet faltered. Alien commanders yelled orders, trying to regain control, but the humans anticipated every move. Every strategy the aliens attempted was met with a counter, every advance stalled by relentless resistance. Yet the humans knew this was only the beginning. The alien fleet was massive, and reinforcements waited in unknown sectors. One mistake could cost everything. As the Titan's wrath and the human dreadnoughts pressed their attack, Yarrick realized that victory would not be won by brute force. Alone it would require ingenuity, courage, and the willingness to risk everything in one decisive strike. Amid the chaos, a sudden warning flashed on the bridge monitors. "Unknown fleet detected approaching from the outer rim," Amir said. "Eyes wide. Energy readings. Unlike anything." The battle raged across the vast expanse of space. Human dreadnoughts and alien warships clashed in a deadly dance of fire and energy. Explosions lit the darkness like artificial supernova, and the void echoed with the silent roar of destruction. Humanity had survived the alien main fleet's assault, but the war was far from over. The aliens were powerful, relentless, and arrogant. They assumed Earth's defenses were no match for their might. Commander Yarrick Harlan stood on the bridge. of the flagship Titan's wrath, scanning the endless chaos on the holographic display. Thousands of alien warships advanced relentlessly, firing concentrated plasma beams. Several dreadnoughts had been damaged, and human fighters were losing ground in small sectors. Yet the humans held, their discipline and courage unbroken. "Sir," Lieutenant Amir Shah said, tapping the console, "our losses are increasing, but the alien fleet is beginning to break formation. They underestimate our reach." Yarek's eyes narrowed. "Good. Now is the moment to unleash the hidden weapon. Prepare the secondary energy cores. Full activation in 3, 2, 1. Dr. Lena Morales' voice crackled through the comms. "Secondary cores online. Targeting sequences synchronized. All dreadnoughts ready to fire." The human fleet surged forward in perfect formation. The secondary energy cores, hidden until now, emitted a brilliant glow. The dreadnoughts fired simultaneously, releasing waves of concentrated energy unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Alien ships were obliterated instantly. Shields collapsed, engines exploded, and debris floated silently in the vacuum. The aliens had not anticipated weapons of such scale and precision. On the alien flagship, chaos erupted. "They are destroying everything," the lead commander shouted, panic creeping into his voice. "How is this possible?" Back on the Titan's wrath, Yarek watched the effects of the strike. They thought they could overwhelm us. They were wrong. Humanity fights smarter, faster, and stronger than they imagined. The tide of battle began to turn. Alien formations fell apart as human dreadnoughts advanced with relentless precision. Fighters weaved through enemy lines, striking critical points and disabling weapons. Drones from hidden compartments infiltrated alien systems, spreading confusion and sabotaging engines. The alien fleet, once confident, was now in disarray. Amid the chaos, human crews demonstrated courage that became legend. Pilots sacrificed their ships to destroy key alien vessels. Engineers repaired critical systems mid-battle, and commanders coordinated strikes across multiple sectors. Every action reinforced the truth. Humans would not yield, yet the aliens were not defeated easily. Reinforcements emerged from distant sectors, their energy signatures massive and unfamiliar. Yarek's eyes widened. Another wave, larger than the first. Brace for impact. The new alien fleet advanced, but humanity was ready. The dreadnoughts adjusted formation, energy cores pulsing brighter than ever. Yarek gave the order. "Focus fire. Protect the fleet. Show them the cost of underestimating humans." Explosions erupted across the void. Alien cruisers disintegrated under the combined firepower of dreadnoughts and energy waves. Smaller ships were captured or destroyed by drones and fighter squads. The human fleet, though battered, held the advantage. Slowly, the aliens began to retreat. On Earth, the Command Council watched the battle unfold with tense excitement. Humanity had proven its strength, but the victory came with a sobering realization. The alien empire was vast, and this war had only begun. Nova Colony had been destroyed, but the humans had shown that retaliation could be swift, devastating, and precise. Dr. Morales spoke quietly to Yarek. "Sir, they will regroup. They will come back with larger fleets. But today, humanity has turned the tide. They will think twice before attacking another colony." Yarek nodded. "Yes, today we fight. Tomorrow we prepare. The galaxy must know humans are awake. And when we strike with everything we have." In the darkness of space, the remaining alien forces fled, carrying with them the shocking truth. Humanity was not weak. A species they once dismissed as fragile and slow had risen. Earth's ultimate weapon, combined with courage and ingenuity, had turned the tide of battle. As the dreadnought fleet patrolled the battlefield, Scanning for hidden enemies, Yarek allowed himself a moment of reflection. "This is not just a victory," he said. "This is a message. Humanity has survived. Humanity has struck back. And humanity will not stop until every threat knows the price of underestimating us." The aliens, now scattered and humiliated, sent desperate signals to distant sectors. The entire empire would learn what humans were capable of. The galaxy had witnessed the first true demonstration of Earth's power, and the story of the Dreadnought fleet would echo across star systems for centuries. But somewhere beyond the known sectors, new forces were already gathering, more massive and mysterious than before. Yarek's eyes narrowed. The war is far from over. Humanity has turned the tide. But the battle for the galaxy has only just begun. The Dreadnought's engines glowed steadily, ready to strike again. Humanity had shown its strength, but the next challenge was approaching. And when it arrived, Earth would be ready. The battlefield was quiet now, but the silence was heavy with the weight of what had just happened. Alien ships floated in ruins, burned-out hulls drifting across the void. Human dreadnoughts patrolled the area, engines glowing steadily, weapons still ready for any hidden threat. Earth's ultimate weapon had survived the trials, and humanity had emerged victorious, but the cost and the lessons were clear. The galaxy would never underestimate humans again. Commander Yarek Harlan stood on the bridge of the Titan's Wrath, staring at the wreckage of alien cruisers. "It's over," he whispered, though he knew this was only temporary. The aliens would regroup, stronger and more determined. But today, humanity had proven something vital. They were not weak. "Lieutenant." Amir Shah scanned the monitors. "Sir, all surviving dreadnoughts are fully operational. Casualties are significant, but minimal compared to the enemy's losses. This fleet has made history." Dr. Lena Morales added, "And the energy cores remain intact. The hidden weapons have sent a clear message. Humanity is awake, and our power is real." From Earth, the Command Council monitored the battle's final moments. Screens showed the shattered alien fleet retreating into the darkness. People across the planet watched, a mix of fear, awe, and hope filling every heart. Humanity had faced annihilation and had fought back with overwhelming strength. Admiral Kale Terran addressed the Council. Nova Colony was destroyed because the galaxy assumed we were weak. They were wrong. We have shown them that humanity is ready, united, and deadly. Let this be the warning the universe never forgets. Meanwhile, in deep space, communications channels broadcast a message far beyond the solar system. A holographic projection of Earth's leaders appeared before alien observers. "This is humanity," the message began. "We are awake. We are prepared. And any attack on our worlds will meet consequences unlike anything the galaxy has seen. Learn from this. Do not underestimate humans." The alien commanders received the broadcast in stunned silence. Their arrogance, their belief that humans were fragile and weak, had been shattered. Across their empire, fleets paused, unsure how to respond. Humanity had risen, and the galaxy had been warned. On the dreadnought bridges, crew members cheered quietly. Engineers repaired damaged systems, pilots checked their ships, and commanders coordinated patrols. Every human knew the reality. This victory was monumental, but it was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, and somewhere new threats were forming. Yarek Harlan looked out into the stars. "We have sent the first warning. The galaxy knows who we are now. But vigilance is key. Our enemies will not remain idle. We must continue to prepare, to grow stronger, and to ensure that humanity will never be threatened again." Even in victory, the humans understood the delicate balance of power. The alien empire might rebuild, they might launch new attacks, but one fact was certain: The era of underestimating humanity was over. Earth's ultimate weapons, courage, and ingenuity had changed the balance of the galaxy forever. As the Dreadnoughts patrolled the outer reaches of the solar system, sensors picked up distant energy readings, unfamiliar, immense, and potentially hostile. "Commander," Amir said, tension rising in his voice, "there is something approaching from beyond the known sectors. We cannot identify it fully yet, but it is massive." Yarek's jaw tightened. "Then we prepare. Humanity has survived destruction. We have turned the tide, and we have proven our strength. But the galaxy is vast, and our story is far from over. Let them come. We are ready." Below, on Earth, people celebrated the survival of their species. Cities lit up with joy, and songs of hope and courage spread across continents. Humanity had endured the unthinkable and had struck back with power the universe had never imagined. But the stars held secrets. Somewhere beyond the light of known systems, mysterious forces stirred. Ancient civilizations, advanced and enigmatic, observed humanity with growing interest and caution. The Dreadnought fleet stood ready, engines glowing like a river of fire. Earth's leaders knew this truth. Humanity had sent a warning, and now the galaxy must decide. Would it respect Earth's power or challenge it? And as Yarek looked at the vast expanse of space, he whispered, "Let them come. We are humans, and we will not be destroyed." The first act of human awakening was complete. The Dreadnought,